saying, damn, I had a good girl. You know, you don't even realize how hard it is to find somebody like you till they gone. You know what I mean? If you let me just come back in your life, I'll never do it again. I promise.
Down at the studio trying to make tracks. Girl at home all over my back. Every time I say that's what I'm doing, she just think it's an excuse. Cause I'm out trying to get some new snaps. Now I realize that I don't work too hard to keep her in my life. I done came too far for me to turn around, girl. Ain't none of that going down, girl. So leave me when I'm there. I know I've been wrong, but I'm trying to live right. Live right, face it right, I promise. Girl, I promise. These streets, I promise. Whenever you hurt me, I promise to be the energy, girl. All you can get at me, baby. Sounds in my head. No, I gotta worry about me. Oh, girl, just believe I
promise, baby.
promise.
I'm gonna be the best man I don't even know how to be. I promise. No more Monday nights at the Gentleman's Club. It's all about you.
Believe I really meant it when I said I left that. She messing the streets and I'm not about that. Said that I'ma be there. Ain't no maybe you gon' see that I'ma be there. Whatever, just cause you're my lady, I'ma show you just what you deserve. Tell you ain't getting no more for your turn. Say you want a rider, and I can be that ain't much more like a provider. And I want you to know I love you, yeah. I know I've been wrong, but I'm trying to do right. Yeah, I do right, yeah. Girl, I promise you, baby. These streets, I promise. Whenever you hurt one, whatever you hurt, yeah. Oh, yeah. Promise, baby. Promise, you ain't gotta worry about me no more, no more. No, girl, just believe.
I promise you love, I promise I never will leave you. I promise long as you love me, I could never deceive you. I promise you this, promise you that. Whatever you want, long as I got it, ain't no problem with that. You my ebony queen, everything, player ever could dream. Give you the world and everything in between. Now, you wanted honesty, monogamy, the way that you honor me, ain't no other way it gotta be. I couldn't see you with another man rolling in sand, strolling through the park in the dark, holding his hand. Me and you versus
Right. You need to get it. He don't wanna love you the right way. He ain't gonna. It ain't where he's at. It's where he wanna be.
Yes.
I like this one right here. This one for my lady,
I want your man, cause I got it like that, but it ain't even gotta be like that. Your man, he be calling me back, he say I'm fine, and a matter of fact, he asks how I do that fit my jeans over baby fat. Listen, I don't know the type of tricks he playing, but I should warn you, I don't want you, man.
I understand why you wanna try. Make him stay home late at night. But if you wanna go, he'll be gone, no lie. I can't explain how many times I tried, how many times I cried, thinking about mine and where he might be. Remember when I gave everything I got, couldn't get deep down inside. How you love someone who didn't love me. Now I get it, he don't wanna love you the right way. He ain't gonna. Anyways, that is where he wanna be. He ain't gonna love you the way he should, then let it go. He ain't gonna treat you the way he should, then let it go. He ain't gonna love you the way he should, then let it go. He ain't gonna treat you the way he should, then let it go.
When the sun come home in the club, they gon' be like, damn, that's hot. And when they play it in the car, they gon' drop their tops like, damn, that's hot. They gon' mix it with Biggie, it was all a dream, like, damn, that's hot. When you keep it on stop to the tick on top, like, damn, that's hot.
Now understand. This is picture like a sports car. Shots got big lips and handle bars. Put it on Tim like a porno star. Run back the tape in the VCR.
I'm coming, baby, like the big black kahuna. I wish you would have humped me just a little sooner. So now rich, like silver spooner. Now just a finger, now I got you on me. I wish you would have did that 2 years ago. Maybe feel the body hit the skin, yo. I can see a brother making a little dough. I really hate that mess, but I love you, yo. Love ya.
I dream about me a Longo, make all the Luciano and girls with condo, Chanel with Gaetano. Girl, my Patano, I share like Sonny Bono. Locking white keys, they girls on my piano. Meet Missy on tempo, rapping any tempo. Huckleberry Fair, Magoo, the South Tempo. Put up in my lingo, be my girl, a bingo. Help, I see a beetle cream out, that's only lingo. Missy say the jingle is I could.
Baby, I seen you with another lady. Dancing at yo, baby. Why'd you have to go? Don't leave me, baby. No, I'm about to be crazy. I can't stand my life being shady. Why'd you have to go? Don't leave me. What about you?
Turn up just a little bit, because I know it's going to be a tough video.
What about me? What about us? What we gon' do? Total help me sing. Total help me sing. What about you? What about me? What about us? What we gon' do? Baby, I know that you've been helping Mr. Father, tricking. Why you have to go? Go and leave me, baby. I always been your baby. Don't make a girl go crazy. I can't understand why you love me. What about me? What about you?
Yeah, boy. Oh, my sounds nice. Check one. Bad boy. Oh, my sounds nice. Check two. E-U-F-F. I'ma make him go down. You can say who that them total it's bad. Yeah, you Keisha. Them paying over the issue. Man, that shit you cramming. Or slamming. Man, right. I'ma jam.
Baby, you showing that's so good. You showing something. See, I won't treat you for nothing. See, everything you do to me, you got me tripping. And I'm satisfied, that's guaranteed. I hope that you're with me. I know what I'm talking about. I need you to know, yeah. You got me fucking boy. You bring me so much joy. You got me fucking boy. I say my something. Say my soul. That you're with me. I know what I'm talking about. I need you to know, yeah. You got me fucking boy. You bring me so much joy. You got me fucking boy. I say my something.
I really feel it. All right. I'm gonna stop. I love music. What's up? What's happening? All right. So, guys, I try not to broach certain subjects on my channel, not because I'm afraid, but because I am aware that it can become quicksand when you're dealing with Black people.
And when it comes to faith and religion and how they feel, how many people feel about it, when I give my opinion, they come and they feel like it's their job to try to ensure that we understand theirs. And like you, just like I can give my opinion, you more than welcome to type in the comment section or whatever. But I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna say something. I'm not gonna just allow you to say stuff. What's up, y'all? And then what's up? All right, get your jog in, Brian. Get your jog in, fam. But check this out. Look, guys, look, I'm not going to allow people, or should I say, I ain't gonna say allow, but I'm just not going to sit back while individuals come in the comment section and make comments about how every Christian they know has been a bad person, right? Every Christian, which is just purely a lie, but let's follow that logic, all right? Let me explain something to you guys. And I don't want to go into, a lot of bad history and things like that, because every Christian I know, or everyone that goes to church that I know has done something fucked up. It's just the most godly people I know, people that really are serious, have done something wrong. If it's just breaking the speed limit. But you know what I find uncomfortable as a believer myself is that I think individuals try their best to hold believers to standards that no one could ever hold. No one could ever be flawless, guys. Nobody. And so we throw that. And so the person says, well, see, that's why y'all Christians done it up, because y'all say nobody's perfect. So you gotta, what is it? You want them to be perfect or what? Like, because you'll say yourself no one's perfect, but then when they aren't perfect, they don't get that room like you give yourself or other individuals that don't believe this, right? Africa Bambaataa, now hear me out. Africa Bambaataa for 50 years was out here sucking little boys' dicks. And rappers knew about it. All the rappers y'all knew about, all the rappers we looked up to, KRS-One, that was my guy. That was my guy, man. I was like, damn. When they found out that this guy had basically been a child molester from the 70s before they dropped Planet Rock, and all the people was talking about the Zulu Nation and shout out, all them niggas knew. All of them knew. Word had gotten out. Eric B. and Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, all them niggas knew. All these conscious niggas talking about knowledge of self knew that this dude was a damn child molester. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this. Ray Gun, you already there, but this is my point. This is my point right here, man. At the end of the day, do I think that the church could be better? Obviously, I do. I think that I think the church is in a state of flux right now because men have left, and men left for various reasons. But don't think for 1 second that the church, guys, let me explain something to you. As much as I was talking about the A-Team, and as much as I was talking about certain shows like Miami Vice, and back when I was a kid, how I like clean, wholesome entertainment. One thing I knew as a kid that I was actually smart enough, my parents were actually able to show me on television. Even in the 80s, whenever they would show someone that said they were a believer in Christ, they were always the bad guy. If they weren't the bad guy, they was trying to do something twisted and fucked up every time you watch the television show. Why is that? Huh? Every horror movie you watch, right? You got some pastor out there with his Bible want the demons to come and kill people. Like, this is the type of stuff that you've been given since the 70s. And you think, just like Morpheus told Neo, you think that's air you breathing. You think that these are your thoughts. You think that you think this way. And then you liken it to what you've seen in church, which is really subjective. It is an opinion at the end of the day, guys. Because guess what? I tell you this. There was a pastor I know that was at a church in Montgomery. This pastor got on the pulpit and said he had been sleeping with both men and women, and he was HIV positive, and he didn't give a damn about nobody, and he left the next day, right? I knew the pastor. I used to play ball with him. I didn't even know he was a pastor because he would cuss more than all of us, and he would cheat, lie, do whatever. He couldn't play, but he would cheat. He'll get out there with people that's way better than him and cheat his butt off and lie and cheat to try to win. So much so that they would call him pastor. It was crazy. So when he did that, It was on CNN. Okay, it was national news. I think a couple of people in the Manosphere did a video about it. I know the guy. If he see me, he'll speak to me. He knows exactly who I am. Let me say something. I also know 1, 2, 3 people that are pastors of congregations in that same city that ain't cheating on their wives. To my knowledge, they are good men, upstanding members in society. They're not perfect. You cross them wrong, they might cuss your ass out, might put hands on you. They're not those type of Christians. They real men, but they run their congregation and they leaders. You know what I'm saying? And they humble. I call them niggas now. What's up, man? Da, da, da. Oh, what's happening, man? Da, da. It ain't none of that. It ain't none of that. They not living wealthy off. They got jobs, regular jobs and businesses and stuff. These people aren't out here riding in Cadillacs and you know, Bugattis and stuff like that. There are pastors like that. You know what I'm saying? There are some in Montgomery. I know one guy got a Bentley right there in Montgomery. You know what I'm saying? But when he came to the church, he had a Bentley. Come to find out, the dude had been doing a lot of real estate. I didn't know that. When we first saw him with that, I condemned him. I was like, I'm not condemned. I judged him like, man, what's up? You know, what's up with that, man? Me and my homeboy were like, this dude riding around in Bentley. You got folks in here struggling. That's the first thing we said. Then one day I was there. He was like, because I visited a couple of times. He said, look, guys, I got a BMW. I mean, I got a whatever it is. I got the car outside, but guys, guess what? I did that before I came, you know, because he did a sermon on judgment and judging people and condemning people. And you know, he was talking about that. And he just said, what's up, Q4? But let me say this, when you know, people were condemning him, and then he made that point. I felt bad. I felt convicted, like, dang, I did condemn this guy. I couldn't find out. He said, man, I made that money. I bought that car. First of all, that's an old one. I paid like $75,000 for it. And I bought it years ago when I did a real estate transaction where I made that. And I was like, okay. He said, you can't judge a book by its cover, because I know that he's like, I know the stigma of the pastor. It's a stereotype that the pastor is the guy that's doing this and doing that. Now, is there some truth to that? Of course there is. You know what I'm saying? I know it ain't none Q-folk. You ain't got to say that. What you doing? What you doing? Okay, you lost. Go play the game again. Just keep playing till you win. Don't quit. Something like you lost. Go play the game again. Go play it again. Okay. Go play the game again. Take the car with you. Go down there. I'll be down there in a minute. Guys, let me say this. The thing is, man, at the end of the day, guys, we've got to understand the ebb and flow of the politics and what is being played out here on us as African Americans. We're being played, guys. We've been played. Men have left the church, and yes, men left the church for various reasons. Some of it was pastors and their behavior. Some of it was the way churches operate, which I get it. I get exactly why men left the church in many cases, because don't want to go into this. There's a book called Pagan Christianity, right? That outlines, if you read the scriptures, right? If you read the Bible objectively, and you don't know nothing about no church, you ain't never been in, you just read it straight out, and then you go to church, you see differences. You're like, okay, well, this says this, but they doing it this way. This says this, but they doing it this way, like orderly worship, right? And people giving a word of encouragement, and people sifters and elders sifting, and no one guy is above the congregation. Everybody is kind of equal, and ain't nobody sitting up elevated on no platform looking down on everybody, because that psychologically puts the pastor in a position of way higher authority than anybody. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? When you read the scriptures. And so what's happened is, culturally, there was one thing adopted, then another 100 years later, something else was adopted, then 100 years later. That's what happened. Like around 300-400 AD, they would do, I forget what they called it, where people would sit and they would sit a certain way, but it was the culture at the time. That's how it was. And so they would have church that way because that was their culture. You get what I'm saying? And then it became adopted all the way. You know, little stuff like that is taking place, right? And so, but that doesn't change the original intent and content. Now, I ain't trying to get into, look, you don't believe. I know I got a lot of people that don't go to church, that listen, that can't stand the church, that hate the church, but just understand this. The church can be your friend and your ally, whether you believe in it or not. You know what I'm saying? The church can be your friend and ally. I mean it. And then you like, man, you crazy. Yeah, I mean what I said. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna show y'all something, man, because one of the things you gotta understand is you think, like I said a second ago, you may think that your mind is, or your thoughts is not influenced by entertainment, by music, by every movie you see, every show you see. When you see somebody with a Bible, they doing something. They either, if at a minimum, they doing dirt. At a minimum, they doing dirt. It may be something minuscule, right? There was a movie about some alien that was made some years ago, and the alien, this guy was in the Bible, and then this alien touched them and supposedly woke them up, and now they became an atheist. Like that type of stuff. You think that that's just by happenstance. It's not. It's not.
Over 4,000 years ago, God appeared to Abraham in Mesopotamia and said to him, "Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy..." There can be no doubt that the narrative of the execution in the Talmud refers to Jesus. In fact, the book states, "There is no reason to feel ashamed because we rightfully executed a blasphemer and idolater. Jesus deserved death, and he got what he deserved."
See, this is what they believe about Jesus. These are the people that run Hollywood, that run music, and you have been given little small snippets all your damn life. And they've been telling us this whole time that, you know, you got to do this, you can't do. That's why I don't have no problem with it. I'm not as angry at the church as you think other people are, and you see other individuals. See, because small hats, what they want you to do, and you're like, how the hell this got anything to do with small hats? I'm just saying that people I know ain't good Christians. Okay, fine. Hear me out, okay? Small hats have been programming black people and rotisserizing their ass and spinning us around with an apple in our mouth for damn near 100 years by now. And the shit that you see in television, the shit that you see in media, everything that you see, even the conscious community, I'm very, 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 very suspect of a lot of those brothers over there. Not because of them just wanting truth, but some of the shit they say, and then when you go look at what these people here say, and these people here, that shit in lockstep. It's New Ageism. A lot of it is. See, I don't go into it because I know a lot of people, man, you crazy. This is from so-and-so, so-and-so. No, nigga, that's New Ageism. That's white New Ageism. And he put a black spin on it and gave it to you and called it black consciousness and knowledge of self. And then he just basically embraced all of the shit that these New Ageism people pushing. You know what I'm saying? Small hats, documentaries, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So let's go.
Elsewhere, the book states, "He was a blasphemer and idolater, and although the Romans probably could not care less, we insisted that he get what he deserved. We even convinced the Roman governor, or more precisely, forced him to accept that this heretic and impostor needed to be executed, and we are proud of it." Schaeffer said in an article that appeared in Publishers Weekly concerning his new book, "I certainly don't want to harm Jewish-Christian dialogue, but dialogue requires honesty, and I'm trying to be honest."
There are Masonic Jews today who want to take the Talmud and make it Christian. How can you take a damnable book and make it Christian? All of these lies about Jesus are right there.
The church fathers blamed the Jews for
This dude here be talking some crazy shit right here. Watch this dude here.
the death of Jesus, and that is Paul's doing. It was Paul's doing in the epistle to the Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 14 and 15.
"For ye, brethren, became followers of the churches of God, which in Judea are in Christ Jesus. For ye also have suffered like things of your own countrymen, even as they have of the Jews, who both killed the Lord Jesus." Now, what does that say?
This has poisoned the mind of generations of Christians, unfortunately. Did you know that?
So 1 Thessalonians
This is
2.
Paul.
Okay.
To this day, 26% of all Americans believe that Jews were responsible in the death of Jesus.
when Mel Gibson came out with his Temptation of Christ. Oh, he's an anti-Semite. What a horrible person. He says that.
See, and look, you notice, like even with Mel Gibson, they've been painted, they hate his ass because he did Passion of the Christ. Oh my God. But it showed, I actually love that movie because it showed a pretty accurate depiction of what they was doing. And it even showed Nicodemus. Like it wasn't like it was on some just hating of all of them. But they don't like that shit. They don't want you in that. And so what I'm saying is, guys, look, you don't have to believe. Look, I'm gonna give y'all the link. Y'all ain't gotta watch the whole thing. Because this part right here, this guy telling you, man, we don't believe in the let me see.
That there was a place like that in the universe somewhere where wicked people would be going.
So you don't believe that the Old Testament teaches any kind of a literal hell?
No.
Okay, all right.
A lot of people will tell you the Bible says if you don't do something, you'll have a bad life, or you'll go to the netherworld.
Hell.
Yeah, right. Well, we don't subscribe to hell anyway, but you know, that kind of, my feeling is different.
If the Jews don't believe in the creation story of Genesis 1, they don't believe the story of Adam and Eve literally, they don't believe in Noah, they don't believe in the Tower of Babel, they scoff at these stories, they don't believe in circumcising adults, they don't believe in the animal sacrifice, what part of the Torah do they believe in? This is supposedly their most exalted book. Yet when you look at all the particulars of what the Torah teaches, they don't believe any of it.
See, this is the dirty little secret about the small hats, man. They don't believe that. They don't believe none of that. They wear that and they try to say it's a religion, but they're really secularists. And they can do whatever they want to do, guys. Literally. They say that. They can push you in front of a moving train and they will say that the train killed you. Okay? So until we're able to really, circumcise our way from them, or should I say, exercise our way from them and get away from their schools of thought and a lot of influence on us as people, you can't really tell people anything about anything. Now, you may say that you don't believe and you don't, and that's fine. Look, I'm not here to convert you, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all, if you want to listen, you want to talk, we can talk, and I'll be glad to talk to you. But what I'm saying is, when it comes down to it, some of y'all have been programmed and don't even realize it, that you've been programmed by a group of individuals who want nothing more than godlessness, who to them chaos is peace. You know what I'm saying? It's peace to them. They love it. They love nothing more than war and rape and famine, and that's what they want. I'm telling you. I bet you like, man, what are you, and I can get into who they are and who they really are. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of goes into it with this documentary link I just gave y'all. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, man, I get tired of every time I even mention faith and religion, somebody comes in the comment says, you got to tell me about how Christians are bad people and da-da-da-da-da and this and that. You're right. You know what? You're right. I'm going to stop going to church. I don't believe. You didn't tell me, hey, man, you should probably go here because da-da-da-da-da-da. I have a son to raise. I have life. I have life to live, a son to raise who I'm trying to instill certain values in. And whether you don't believe it or not, I believe it. But if you don't, wouldn't it make sense for me to instill, hey, treat your parents, honor your parents. Don't steal, don't lie, don't cheat. Be a good father. Keep your word. Well, I can tell them that without that. Yeah, you can. But then you can, people that, see, this is the thing. You can say that, but then you can also say, hey, go and pump and dump as many women as you can. Right? Go have as much wild sex as you can. As long as you can still achieve your goals, what does it affect? Morally, there's nothing wrong with that morally. Well, yes, it is immoral. No, if it's consenting adults, what's immoral, right? That's why it's different. You see what I'm saying? Now, I know that can be dangerous to a young man's life to get out here and just be having wild sex with all types of women, even if it is consensual between both of y'all. You ain't lying, you ain't cheating, you telling them straight up what it is. That still is danger. There's danger in that. I think there is. Some people don't. That's when we get into something. There needs to be something more. Like if I say, hey, he stole because he's hungry. Oh, that's moral. Oh, really? So if motherfucker, you go get up off your ass, go to work, pay your money, right? For whatever. You pay your bills, you try to buy your child some nice school clothes and a nice pair of shoes or something. You send your baby to school and a motherfucker come, give me the bitch, knock your child out, everybody laughing, and he take your child's shoes that you paid $150 for. everybody's laughing. And then when he go to the principal's office, they say, well, I mean, he doesn't have any shoes, and his mom doesn't. So he get to knock your child out and take that shit. The world will tell you that that's okay. I call that stealing. I call that thou shalt not steal. You see what I'm saying? I call that immoral. But the world is telling us that's moral, right? Just like I think it's immoral for a grown-ass man in his 50s to be up here laying with a little 12-year-old or some shit, little baby, little black kid, right? I think what Jerry Sandusky did was wrong. But these people that I just was talking about will eventually get to the point where they're going to tell you that it's normal. That's what they're changing. They're pushing us away from that standard. And so all I'm saying, guys, is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they pick and choose the parts that they like. I agree, screenwriter. A lot of times, look, am I saying that the Bible is perfect and yeah, boo? You want to go camping? Okay, we'll figure it out. Give daddy some time. Lord have mercy, that little boy. We'll go camping out in the backyard. I'm not going out in the woods, man. Get that. Anyway, but and even still, I'm probably have a strap with me somewhere, locked up in a safe or something, so he couldn't get to it. But I'm gonna have me a strap. Believe that. But like I said, man, when it comes to the Bible and stuff like that, people get all emotional about shit. But when it's all said and done, man, this is the thing. When the church, and I'm gonna say this again, when the church was the center, the moral center of the black community, what did we see? Huh? What were black people doing? When black folks had a high level of what they call religiosity, which means that how frequently you participate or partake in something, right? We had a high level of that where we were, heavily involved in church and faith, and we believed a certain way. When we shunned women for having children out of wedlock, when we shunned men for having children and not taking care of them, right? When we dogged men out, like men would look down on you if you did that. Like, say a man will take care of his babies regardless, even if they was out of wedlock, he gonna take care of his babies back in the day, right? He had a talent or a skill, right? When we were under segregation in Jim Crow, and the church was the moral center, and there wasn't all these government programs implemented by small hats, right? And they didn't make deals with the pastors and say, hey, you know what? If you allow us to come in here and speak to your congregation, and allow the Democrats to come in here and do this, and you could call yourself a middle ground guy, but you really are super Democrat, and you do this, we'll give you this 501c3 money, and we'll water you down. You water it down a little bit. Let us come in and say a few words, and you know what? We got you. We'll give you this tax exempt status and da 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 da. And they was like, oh great, no taxes. The only time you seen them offer a deal like that was when they came to the church. Why? Well, I mean, faith shouldn't be, faith is something. No. These are some of the most godless people you ever want to see when it comes to politics, politicians, and small hats, right? So why would they push that? Because it's really a program implemented by small hats so that they can neuter the church, strip it of its effectiveness. Look at what it did, guys. Let's go back a second. Oh Lord, here we go. I don't want to go into this piece because I know it's gonna piss people off. But y'all know me. I'm gonna say what I feel. But I just know I don't want to get into no debate. Somebody gonna come in the comment section fucking with me. Look, just let me say what I gotta say. All right. So look, slavery happened, right? Say what you will, but the church was the ones that spearheaded people getting out of slavery. The church was, right? Especially the black church up north. It just was. It's like, I know, no, it wasn't. Like, all right, okay. Then people don't want to say, I've had debates. It is what it is. That's a fact. I'm not even gonna argue with it. That's what I believe. Don't type in the comment section because I'm still not gonna change my opinion. Okay. So just leave me alone. All right. The church spearheaded that, right? Then we get free. We get our freedom. What happens? Churches started, a lot of these churches, white people who were racist. I'm not trying to say they love black folks. A lot of them didn't see us as equal to them. Okay. They didn't, even though they were trying to do the quote unquote air quotes right thing. All right. So I understand. I'm really in context with this. Don't think I'm good white folks. No. They was on some bullshit. All right, but a lot of them say, you know what? Let's go and help these people. Let's do this. Let's do that. In fact, the New England area district, or New England people from New England, which would be considered Boston, and those were certain Puritans and people like that. Those are the people that came to the South during Reconstruction, and were actually coming down here doing a lot of different things to try to help people read. And we went from not being able to read to within like weeks, months, and years, we was able to read and be able to go. We understood the alphabet, sounding letters, and we was reading. And I'm talking about that had never been done before. That fast. We went like from under 20% to like 90-some odd percent in like 10 years, being able to read, elderly and young alike, right? And so all this stuff took place. Banks propped up out of churches. Look at me now. Banks propped up out of churches. Businesses propped up out of churches, right? Anything you needed, the church was the epicenter, right? You could go to the church. Look here, man. I'm over here. I'm trying to build a house. My dad, we work over here. We do this. We do that. I got 4 sons. All of them do this. We need this. Well, this guy, I got 4 sons, and we build houses, but we need somebody to help us. We got crops. We try. Okay, well, look, man. Let's work. Let's barter. Let's work together. This, that. Okay, fine. Other group, you get out. You go watch that show with what's his face? Henry Louis Gates. What happened? People would get out of slavery, and he would read the history. And what happened? They was going and having $4,000 and $5,000 cash for some acreage. You're like, how they pay $5,000 in 1897? And they was just slaves 20, 30 years ago. How did they do that? Right? The church was there, man. You see what I'm saying? And then we're gonna go into the UNIA and the whole Pan-African thing. Church, pastors, look it up. That's who it was. A lot of them, right? We go into that, right? In fact, what's his face? What's that guy? Marcus Garvey was able to organize a lot of his. He was a believer. He had some times he said some stuff, but he was a believer, right? He would have revivals. And they say sometimes he'll raise 300,000 in a night, guys. Like this guy, we don't hear this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? These are just certain things. I don't go into it because, I don't think a lot of people want to hear that because I don't feel like this is a real touchy subject. I'm a little apprehensive about this video. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of going back and forth. Yeah, the AME church, yeah. But a lot of people were doing different things, man, that a lot of people don't want to really talk about. And so we've forgotten this history. We don't talk about that stuff. Bishop Henry McNeil Turner, Absalom Jones. These are names of people that wasn't on no weak shit. They wasn't weak people. They weren't weak individuals. And they were about economic empowerment. And all the stuff you see, you go to Auburn Avenue, you go to Hayti, you go to any black epicenter of wealth and doing what they were doing, and you see the church right there, lock, stop. Yeah, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yes, the church. Everywhere you went, right? And what did they do in the 60s when they saw this? Then you go to Montgomery. Hold on. I got to talk about them. I'm from there. Let me tell you something. I asked Mama this weekend, we was talking. I said, Ma, what was it like? I always ask her those questions. See, you always ask me. I want to know what was it like? Because I want to know this stuff. Because it's stuff I'm going to get from Mama, I'm not going to get from a history book or a damn movie. Because she was there. You know what I'm saying? She was telling me about the bus boycotting King and all these young men and how they were able to lead. And everybody was in line with these young men, young pastors. These dudes was in their 20s. Think about that. But they were seen as grown men back then. Not like today. We see a 20-some-year-old as a kid. Oh, he's a child. I'm not going to listen to him. But Martin Luther King can lead a movement. Right? Martin Luther King, he said, Mom was like, people's coming from all over the world, country. We made like world international news when we did that. She was just talking. And she was just like, my uncle, she always tell me about my uncle and she respects him. He's a Jehovah's Witness. He is. But guess what he did? He organized a free taxi service. And he was like 15 years old. He spearheaded it. Nobody said folks was walking and he got together with a couple of his friends that had cars, people that he knew, and he organized it. 15 years old. Mad respect. I ain't never had nobody has ever said anything bad. Everybody that know him got mad respect for him in the city to this day. See what I'm saying? Now, I ain't no Jehovah's Witness, but I'm just telling you. My thing is this, man. People are people. People are going to do bad things. I have been in ministry. I can tell you some stories. See, this is why you can't trust no Christian. That ain't what I'm saying. I can tell you, I know plenty of people that were good people, that were believers. And I know people that are believers that they want to be good people, and they do things, but every once in a while they're going to do something fucked up. Like I can tell y'all a story about how some people did some shit to me, this year. But I ain't going to go there. I was mad as hell, but I let the shit win. You know what I'm saying? Not because I feel like, we the same, because these guys I went to school with in college and high school that I had respect for. And so they did some fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? Because of one guy who don't like me from some shit that happened damn near 20 years ago. Right? And they didn't want to, man, I didn't want to be in it. That type of shit. But you fucking me over because you don't want to hurt his feelings. So fuck me, right? That's what I basically took from it. And I called a couple of them and I said that they didn't have nothing to say. Because I call your ass. See, I ain't one of them believe. I'm gonna call you. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, so what's up, man? I see this going on. I'm gonna call you. I ain't gonna. You think I'm gonna just let that shit slide? And man, fuck this. No, nigga. I'm calling your ass. We going to Matthew 15, nigga. If a brother offends you, I'm calling you. I'm going on. I'm going in on it. I'm not gonna lay there and take it. I ain't one of them. Right? Thank you guys. Hit the like button. Can I get some like? You know what? I might do that, man. I might ask mom. I might record it because she ain't gonna interview it. Mom ain't coming on. No, not my mom. But I can ask her, or I can just call on the phone and talk. Mom, what was it like when and just let her talk and let her it really be some stories she told me about. She the one that told me about that church that's boarded up over there by Hope Street and how, man, we used to all congregate there. Folks was all outside, man. It was crazy. People was they let the windows up. We was peeping in, and folks was all in the choir meals. We thought the damn thing was gonna collapse. It was so many black folks in there, and we was all talking about what we gonna do together. When the last time you seen black folks come together like that? I ain't talking about no Black Lives Matter when we burning shit out and like we got the damn mangies and some shit. We out here like we got rabies or some shit burning shit. I'm talking about some real structured economic shit. When the last time you seen that? Huh? And people was talking about how can I do this? How can I do that? People was just standing up. Brother, I got you. Hey, man, sister so-and-so, she say she can do this. Brother so-and-so over there, he got this. He can do this. If you need this, go to this brother over here. If you need this, go to this sister right here. She got it. This is how it works. Her husband works here. This is how shit used to be at every church. Right? And so what I'm saying is, they came together to vote for Obama. Yeah. We did. But you know what? At the end of the day, I can't even look at what we call the church today and say that it's operating under the same rules and principles anymore. Because the rules and principles that they operated under back then was black economic empowerment. That's what they were. They weren't, the rules and principles weren't, you know what? This the Democrat, he gonna give us free stuff, but you know what? In order to get that free stuff, you can't have a man in the home. Or like it is today, well, you can't have but a certain household income. Why? That's why they keep up with their household stuff. They want to know, okay, how can I inadvertently find out if you got a man in your house? Oh, well, you know what? It's not about that anymore. You can only make $1,000 a month if you want the full amount of food stamps of $200. Back when I had them, I took them for a couple of months. I did. And you can only have a household income of $200 or $1,200, $1,000 to $1,200 a month. If you made over $1,200 now, that's somebody barely working. That's minimum wage down there. You know what I'm saying? It is minimum wage. So if you telling me that your household income is under $1,200, that means shit, you living below poverty. We got to give you food stamps. What that means is you got to either lie, and then social workers will find out, they'll cut your shit. Like it's like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it works. You got to make sure that that we're cognizant and we're paying attention and we're vigilant and we're, dare I say, sifting everything that comes our way. You know what I'm saying? The church has been very sifted. People always, you know, the church and the church this and the church that, and you cut the TV on and you see every time you see somebody with a Bible in their hand, they the damn main, you know, antagonist in the movie half the time. You know what I'm saying? Why is that? Why is it when you see a monster movie or a horror flick, you see crosses everywhere, but here come the demon, here come the monster, right? And the monster, you know, just coming straight through the crosses like, whatever, you don't, you know, that has no power here. Like, you know, that type of shit. Why is that? See, you got to know when you're being played. That should piss you off that you're being played. And you may think, like I said earlier, like Morpheus, when he told Neo, you think that's air you're breathing? You think those are your thoughts? You really think that you the one that came up with these ideas? You don't think that shit was put in your subconscious? I'm not one of them guys that's into the chakras and all that stuff, but I do believe in the subconscious mind, right? Because when you talk about that stuff, all you really talking about is the way God did stuff, the way he created us, the way we're made and wired. You can put shit in stuff, sexual innuendos in children's cartoons and all that shit, and you wonder why when they 13, 14, they out here want to fuck everything that moves. You're like, damn, I wasn't this bad when I was 13. This cat, my God, why is he so sexual? Why is it, man, I got to really be on this kid. I got to really this and I got to, why? Why is that? I'll tell you why. I think that's because subconsciously they've been programming our kids for decades. And they want us hypersexual, especially as black men. Listen to me. They want you sexual as hell as a black. They want you to fuck like a bunny rabbit. That's what they want. They want you out here. All you care about is a nut. That's it. You'll take the whole trajectory of your life and risk it just to get some pussy. And you think that is a decision that you made, right? That's what you think, right? That's a decision that you made. I know dudes that got 3 and 4 kids, 5 kids, that's talking about moving to other parts of the world, thousands and thousands. I'm talking about 12,000 miles away from his children, just for some pussy. And I'm talking about they was all under like my son age at the time. I know dudes that moved to Brazil, I know dudes got kids living in Brazil right now. Ain't been back in years. I got out the matrix, right? I know dudes that never mind the kids. They took 5 years of their life. There's a video of a guy that said he moved and lived 5 years in the Dominican Republic and worked for $4 an hour at a call center just for some pussy. Look, I love women. Lord knows I do. But ain't no way in hell I'm moving out the country and gonna stay out the country for 5 years just for some coochie, man. It ain't that serious to me. It is not. First of all, I ain't got to leave. But what I'm saying is, if I was a single man out here just chilling, no woman, no kids, would I move 5 years into a foreign country, bro? 5 months, maybe. I might go there and have fun for about a couple of months, 5, 6 months. Then I'm getting the hell up out of there because I got shit to do. Unless I'm there for business and I see a business opportunity where I can make some real money, then that's different. A lot of these brothers will go work over there broke. If you tell these brothers right now, you got universal basic income, you're going to get $1,200 a month from the United States government the rest of your life. But you know what? You can't work. You know what niggas will do? Shit, man, I'm gonna go move overseas. Shit, that's good money in whatever country. Shit, and you seen the hoes over there? They submissive. Shit, I'm going over there. The hell you gonna do with $1,200 a month? Now you might could do something in a foreign country, but that's not the real motive. The motive is sex. Why is that? Sex runs a lot of people's lives. It has ruined a lot of people's lives. Pornography has ruined a lot of people's lives. They have an addiction to it. They got to watch the shit 6, 7 times a day. They whacking off all day. Then when they get what they want, they can't even get it up. Huh? See what I'm saying? They doing that type of stuff. And then you got all that going on. And then you got these kids out here now that have been exposed to sex or sexual ideals at 5 and 6 years old. They talking about, they rapping songs word for word, verbatim, talking about eating coochie and sucking dick and all that shit. And I'm just sitting up here like, damn, I was 18, 19, talking about people that ate coochie. We literally would talk about people if they ate coochie. We would say it. That nigga nasty the motherfucker. That nigga over there eating coochie, man. That's how we talk. Now, take in mind, we was 18. I couldn't imagine a kid today at 18 years old saying that no more. That just goes to innocence. There goes the innocence of our youth has been stripped away from us. And so all I'm saying, guys, is look, you know, mentally, yeah, hey, it calls all of us. All men get called by it. It's just how you get your hit. You know, you get your hit. This is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Even God know that. You know, God didn't say you couldn't get the hit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say he made it. So, yeah, it is what it is. What I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this, man. Like, we got to really make up our minds as far as what we're going to allow in our systems, right? Now, am I saying be a Christian and let the white man make an ass out of you and take all your resources and wealth, and then when you get mad about it, you turn the other cheek and forgive and let it shit. Y'all listen to my channel. Y'all think I'm that type of nigga. Y'all think that's what type of believer? I'm not that type of believer. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Yeah, he stole and he lied and he cheated and he raped my daughter. And no, nigga, you dead. That's how that shit working. God will sort you out. That's how that works. You know what I'm saying? I ain't weak like that. And see, there's nothing I would subscribe to. Shout out to my homeboy Michigan, because he said this. We was talking, and I was talking about foreigners. Because when I did the video on the guy that played Fred Hampton and how I didn't like that movie about Judas and the Black Jesus and the Judas and Black Jesus, whatever the name of the movie was. And the guy was just being, you know, really, I felt like did a horrible job of really portraying Fred Hampton, apart from the voice. And even when he was talking half the time, I had to really read the words on the screen because I didn't know what the hell he was saying. I'm like, that's not Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton spoke clearly. You knew what he was saying because he was from America. He wasn't a foreigner who learned to speak like us, right? And I said, you could have got any brother to play Fred Hampton. The dude don't even look like Fred Hampton. Oh, now that's a revolutionary right there. You're a revolutionary. Like, I hated that. So when I did that, my homeboy called me. I called him, man, what's wrong with Black Jesus, man? That was a good movie, man. You know, you Pan-African. You love that, you know, you love that energy. But I'm just saying, and he made a point. He said, come on, man, now you know me. You think I'm going to let somebody make an ass? I said, you know what? You're not. You are smart, brother. So shout out to Michigan. But the point I'm trying to make is this. I ain't going to let nobody make no ass out of me. That's never been my point. Like, I'll tell you till the cows come home. I love Black women. I love our sisters. I think we should build. I think we should procreate with our sisters and love and, you know, and whatever. But at the same time, am I telling you to let a sister make her ass out of you? Am I telling you that feminism has not fucked our communities up? Am I telling you, hell no, I ain't saying that. I'm saying that has happened. I'm saying, but I do believe you can find one good woman and have a child and raise them and be happy. I believe you can do that if that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But you know, a lot of Black men and Black women, we need to really pay attention to what we're being fed. You know, when people think that the church is such a bad, you know, place, and the church this and the church that, and ain't no Christian this and ain't no Christian, every Christian I know, da 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 da. I'm like, damn. I mean, do you do that with the conscious niggas, the hotepers? Because every hotep nigga I know that I've met be on some bullshit half the time. Most of the niggas I know that's really on that hotep shit, they've probably been a drug dealer. And usually, I'm going to tell you something about a hoteper. A hotepper's going to show love to drug dealers and gangbangers and shit. They have no problem with that. That's their people. But man, he only responded to white supremacy, like that type of shit, right? So we losing billions of dollars in wealth in our community because you niggas want to sell dope, right? Because when you sell dope, or you niggas are nasty and don't have your characters low, right? But I can't say that. Hotepers ain't gonna say that shit, right? Listen, we looking for a house because we trying to buy because I'm tired of waiting. I ride down certain neighborhoods, and man, I'm talking about, I turned around. As soon as we got in the neighborhood in the block, I turned around. I said, I ain't staying there. My son around these niggas. I hate to say that shit. Oh, you uppity, bougie nigga. No, I'm not uppity and bougie. Y'all know damn well who I'm talking about. You got Black folks, you got niggas. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about, right? I don't want them niggas around my kid, my lady. She working out, coming from the gym with some tights on, motherfuckers. Ain't no telling, but no, bro. I ain't around that shit. I can't be around that shit. So, you know, when it's all said and done, you know, the hotel community has its flaws as well. I know some Muslim niggas that be on some bullshit. Well, you know, I respect them. They more focused. They more okay. You know, when I was in ministry at well, I ain't gonna say, I guess I was in ministry when I was in college. Let me tell you something. This brother was a Muslim and stuff. So I'm up there, somebody was talking to me. I wasn't even talking about the Bible and that, man. I'm up there talking. This dude came up and was staring at me like he want to fight. Not knowing, oh, nigga, we can turn. I ain't say that, but I'm thinking, nigga, you think I'm finna just turn the cheek? You come throw at me, nigga, I'm gonna knock your ass out. I'm not playing with you. But he didn't know that. He thinking, this little big ass nigga here. And I stop talking, I just look him in the face, like, what's up, bro? I don't like her. I'm like, okay, I understand. You're a Muslim, I'm a Christian. We supposed to hate each other? Two black men supposed to hate each other? Is that what you're saying? Everybody looked at him, he got quiet. See what I'm saying? I never forgot that. And nothing for beer, I was over in Kenya. I never forget this shit. This was right after 9/11. I was in Kenya. This was my first time going to Ethiopia, but they say it without the H. Ethiopia, right? So I'm over there, and I'm in the airport, and me and my homeboy was talking about something in the Bible. And we had the Bible open, and we was up there, and he was like, man, don't this say this, man? What about, we up there talking. And my homeboy started looking up. Like he saw something. So I turned around real quick, because it was after 9/11, right? And it was Kenya. It was this older Muslim with a beard. And he came up, that motherfucker looked at us like he wanted to kill us. Let me explain something to you. I ain't one of them. I'm not finna let you turn me into no martyr. You gonna take my life, and we gonna be both dead. Going to Allah, I'm going to Jesus. That's the way it's gonna be. He said, man, that nigga, I don't know what he think, but I ain't the one. I told my homeboy. I turned around, I stood up. First, I turned around and stood up. Like, what the fuck? Because you ain't finna just come grab my ass and my back turn and shit. No. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's all types of shit that I see on anybody. We're talking about people. Just like these guys think that they're gonna move to some foreign country and the women are gonna just be so submissive and you fucked up and ugly and look like Shrek, but ooh, she's sucking you off and she's doing this and doing that and she don't want nothing from you, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Go ahead and move to the foreign country and yeah, I've been over to these countries. These women selfish than a motherfucker. They'll take your money just like it. They'll make an ass out of you. That's what they'll do. Usually, that is a known fact in Brazil, in Dominican Republic. You take your ass over to these countries, man. Them women know what time it is. He's American. I can get him. That's how they think. They laugh about. I tell them chicks they was laughing. The last time I went years ago, I was over there talking to some chick. We was at a place. I said, "Yeah, man, y'all think we, And I said this shit in Spanish, but it's kind of broken. I speak like broken Spanish. I don't speak like fluent. I ain't fluent like that. But I kind of figured out how to. We was talking, and and she started laughing. How do you choose to? Oh, you chop your door? That's the first time I heard that. Chop your door is a way of saying a woman who is making an ass out of these Americans that's known for that. They'll sleep with you, and they married, and got a husband. And the husband was the damn taxi driver. Oh, I have somebody come pick you up. He all smiling. Hey, my friend. Hey, that's his wife. He know you about to blow her back out. That's how scandalous they are. You know what I'm saying? And then you get these women and they'll go over there and they'll sleep with you. And you can tell the shit ain't real if you really know women. I know what a woman ain't really like. I know when you just doing it. Whereas versus you really mean that shit. Like, when you really mean it, you do shit for free. It ain't even about that. Like, you come to my room, you bringing food, you spending your own money, bringing food and doing shit for me for free. Not asking me for shit, just want to lay there with me. That's the difference, right? But you don't know that because a lot of brothers they got to learn this stuff. And they go overseas and these are people. They're human beings, man. That's why you'll never see me imbue certain character traits on a whole race or nation of women that from another culture. I just think that's stupid. But you see, the internet is full of brothers thinking that. But you don't hear the men over there saying that shit, do you? Ask a dude that's over from one of them countries. They'll tell you the truth, man. These women be on some, just like they sound just like us. You know? And so the point I'm trying to make is, man, look, as it pertains to faith, I really think that there's social engineering going on. I had a video called Jews Socially Engineering Blacks. I had to take that one down because I started getting flagged from old videos, so I had to take it down. Boy, and I went and got screenshots of all these rap people that were small hat. And I had not screenshots, but I had videos of them talking. Jerry Heller, Todd Moskowitz, different people, and they was talking, and they was just talking about how they rap. They wasn't saying they was trying to. They were just talking about how they want to use it. And man, this shit is done on purpose, right? Just like when you cut your television on and you see people going after the church like you do. You see the church as the bad guy, the Christians the bad guy. That shit is not by happenstance. That is designed by the same people, because you just saw a rabbi in the video I just posted. Let me post it back up here. Give y'all the link to it again. This video right here, I just put in the comment section. That video, if you watch it, listen to them rabbis. Listen to them. Just listen to what they're saying. They're telling you, just like I showed you yesterday, the guy was talking to Charlie Kirk. You don't know what we believe. You don't know. Like, yeah, I know. I agree. You don't believe what you say. Like what it said, you don't. That's what it is, man. These people are secularists on a level that they don't want you to know. If they wear them things on their head and you think, oh, that means they want to adhere to a certain principle. No, they adhere to principles, but it's not the Bible. They adhere to, the Kabbalah, the Talmud, and, the books that tell them they can, suck on little boys' penises and stuff when they born, when they do the circumcision. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I hate your back, friend. I hate your back. All right. That's who it is. They'll give a little boy a circumcision and suck the blood off. And they had a news story. One dude was doing that and gave the little boy some sort of disease. It was herpes or something. And wait a minute. Damn, you that nasty? What are you doing? Like, what type of disease you got? Well, you giving a little newborn infant herpes. Like, as soon as he did it, they had a lawsuit about that shit. Like, that type of stuff. Why you sucking it off? What father gonna sit there and watch that happen and you ain't doing shit? You know what I'm saying? So when they did my little boy, I went up there. Damn sure did. I said, I'll be up there. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. Like, you got to be careful mentally, because what's going to happen, Winter on home scam now. Oh, I didn't know that. Didn't know that. Here we go again. So I got to watch his ass. But yeah, they everywhere. You ever notice every time some shit getting pulled in the black community, there's a small hat there to do it. It starts with television, rap, all that. And then now the anger to the vitriol towards the church, when the church up until like maybe 50, 60 years ago was your greatest ally. And then all of a sudden we get something where the civil rights movement happens. And what happened? They grabbed King and they started programming King. Remember? And King was starting to talk about black capitalism. They had to kill him. That's what they killed him about. King died over black capitalism. But he wanted the government to set up black capitalism. He didn't want the government to give us social programs. That's when he had to go. I tell you what it is, man. That is exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? Black capitalism was what got him killed. And so you got the civil rights movement. Here comes Bayard Rustin. Here comes Baldwin, James Baldwin, all these different people that everybody wants us to look up to as heroes, right? Both of them are gay. Both of them, well, one of them is a child molester. Bayard, I don't know nothing about James. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that came out about him too. Wouldn't be. But what I'm saying is, and what happens? They give us shows like Julia. They do this little small steps. They creep in. Just like that movie, that video that said, we're coming for your children. What were they saying? It happens bit by bit. You won't even notice it. Right? And what did Joe Biden say about the LGBT movement? He said that if it wasn't for small hats, there would be no LGBT movement. What does that tell you? What does Joe Biden know that we don't know? And why is that not public knowledge? The average Joe Blow doesn't know that we think that it's just them. They think it's them. They think it's just us. We're just strong and powerful. No, your ass ain't strong and powerful. You got strong and powerful people that want to use you to get something else pushed through. Because now they talking about training. If they could convince you to look at a big 6'4", 240-pound man and say he's a woman, you know damn well that look, it ain't nothing for them to say you can have sex with children. Y'all do know that, right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all do know that. Am I by myself on this? That's so easy. That is so easy for us. You all right, Revelations 3:9. I think I know what you're talking about, but let me make sure. Fake, you talking about the fake ones? Revelation 3:9. Let me make sure. Chapter 3. You go back 3. Oh, I will make those who are of the synagogue of Satan, who claim to be Jews, though they are not, but are liars. I will make them come and fall down at your feet and acknowledge that I loved you. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me put that in the group for y'all. Let me put that in there for y'all. You make the call. You make the call. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be careful who you're listening to, who's programming you, and who they really are the child of. Because these aren't the child of who you think they are. You know, they're not normal, man. I ain't trying to be fun. I'm not trying to say this on some other shit, but these people ain't really, you know, it is what it ain't. You know what I'm saying? They're the children of evil, though. I mean, that's pretty much clear who they're not the children of, they're the children of the fallen one. That's it. That's who they are. You know, they called the children of the fallen ones Nephilim, didn't they? And then they were there in those days and the days after, right? Ain't that what it said in Genesis chapter 6? And, you know, we look at Eve, and what does it say about Cain? He was the child of who? Who was Cain the child of? And what happened from that lineage? What you know what I'm saying? You got different things that happen. It ain't just one way. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, it is what it is, man. You know. But like I say, man, we got to be careful. We got to be careful with what we believe and what we think. But I just know that in the 60s, they came and completely hijacked our movement. Everything we did, everything we believed in and pushed for and held sacred, they took from us. And they gave us television. They gave us social programs. They gave us feminism. Gloria Steinem, undercover agent. Like, this is known fact now. Like, this lady was an undercover agent, Gloria Steinem, who pushed who? Bell Hooks. When you see somebody quote Bell Hooks, I look at them sideways. Like, really? You gonna come quote Bell Hooks to me, fam? Yeah. It's called what do they call it? I forget the name. It's a doctrine, bro. It's more to it, you know. But I don't want to go into that. I don't want to go into that because we get into the scriptures. Yeah, they say he was, and that's what it says. But you know, scientifically, there was a woman a while ago that had children from two different men at the same time. The body, a woman can do that, but we'll go. That's another story. But what I'm trying to make, you got to be real careful, man, because you know, like I said, in the 60s they gave us all this stuff. They gave us Gloria Steinem, and Gloria Steinem went through, you know, giving us bell hooks and all this shit. And what happened? Then here comes Oprah in the 80s. And we loved Oprah. We didn't think Oprah, we thought Oprah was a regular sister, like oh, she down. I'll tell you something about money, man. I don't want to be that damn rich. Y'all, I was joking about it the other day. I don't want to be that damn rich where you completely lose who God is and you start thinking from a whole different perspective and you look at shit different, because that's what money will do to you. I had a few dollars. It makes you feel powerful. It does. It makes you feel like you can do whatever you want to do. And people get bored. I was talking to my homeboy the other day. He said, man, niggas will be in the NFL, in the NBA, and they'll be made all these millions of dollars and they get bored. So they start propositioning dudes' wives and shit. And hey man, let me sleep with your wife for a weekend. I give you shit $100,000. And niggas is dudes, people are doing it. To them, that's intoxicating because they feel powerful. Because they know they would have never been able to do that had they not had the money that they had. To them, they wipe their ass with 100,000. But to us, it's life changing to a lot of people. So what they'll do is they'll let you lay with their wife, and they'll try to see if they can turn her out that weekend just so they can know and feel powerful. They do that. That's what rich people do. People that got real money, that's bored, and they done fucked and done all types of shit and snorted coke, and that's what they do. That nothing's more, you know what I'm saying? And for them, a lot of them, they get a kick out of sleeping with some girl about his 16-year-old daughter. They'll do that shit. They'll, oh, you gotta go, oh, okay. Well, look, man, I give you da-da-da-da if you do this. And people will do it. That I don't want that type of money. I don't want that. I don't want that. And there's people that got that type of money, they ain't on that bullshit. And I ain't trying to be funny, but what I'm saying is it's easy for people like that to become immoral and twisted. You know what I'm saying? And I know some evangelical white Christians that's worth shit, billions probably, damn near billionaires, right there in Montgomery. Cool as hell. I can call them right now if I needed some money or if I'm hurting on some shit. I call them, hey, this is what's going on, this so-and-so. Oh, really? Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. But look, who do I make the check out to? Like I had a dude, I got two white people I knew that was just like that, cool as hell. They would go hunting and shit. They would always invite me. I never went. hey, I'm going out there this weekend, man. We're going deer hunting. You know, I'd love for you to go, man. I'm like, no, I don't like killing them. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, a lot of people are not really paying attention. We're not cognizant. We're not vigilant. And eventually we fall victim to a lot of fuckery, man. And so the small hats figured this out early that, hey, guys, you could, once you strip them away from the church, man, they're like Play-Doh. They're like dough. You can do whatever you want to do. You can shape them in any form. They'll never tell us that to our face, though. They'll never tell us that to our face. You know, you look at the book of Jeremiah, he say, are you not like clay in his hands? He builds up and then he smashes down. And that's how they think. They see, let me tell you something. They really got a God complex. They want to, nothing. Listen to me now. Nothing is more intoxicating than playing with the way a person interfaces with God. If you don't have a pure heart and you come in and you can really manipulate that and change that, people that have ill intentions will get you. I don't believe in religion. Yeah. Neither do I. I believe in faith, but I don't believe. Religion, even in the Bible, is used in bad, derogatory terms. So I get what you're saying, but at the same time, faith, religion, let's look at the definition of religion. Let's look it up. So that way we can, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's a bad word, we all know that. Let's see. Merriam-Webster, let's see. A personal set of institutionalized system of religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices, scrupulous conformity, archaic. Oh, damn, the definition, dude, the dictionary is shit. Even the dictionary is going in. A cause, principle, or system of beliefs held with ardor and faith. Ardor. Let me see what that means. What is ardor? Enthusiasm or passion. So a cause, principle, I would go with number 4 as a more solid referent. What people say when they talk about religion, but people use it in bad terms. I'm not of the mindset that religion hasn't been used for bad terms. Like, for example, guys, here we go. So I'm gonna go into the Crusades, right? So when you look at the Crusades, read the first edict when they called for the first crusade. That first edict was after, all right, so Muhammad, when he was alive, sent letters to the Pope at that time saying, convert to Islam or die. Like, this is, so when it came out, it was already coming from a perspective of war and bloodshed. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm telling you that is a fact, what I just said. I'm not trying to You can be a Muslim. I'm not this is fact. What I'm talking about. I can go get it if you want me to. Right? The edict that was written, the very first one was, look, guys, they done overran, because he didn't say it like me, my country, right? But he was like, look, guys, they've overran Europe, they've overrun this. They was coming into Europe, cutting people's heads off and saying you either convert or die. In the Knights in Europe, and all these people decided that we need to go and take back the Holy Land and stop them from overrunning Europe, because they're going to come over here and stump us out. In fact, they were called, there was a group of people called the Almoravids that conquered Spain, that conquered certain areas. And in Islam, once you conquer a certain area, it will always be yours. Even if you get forced out, it's still your area, your land that they're occupying, right? Even though you came in with the sword. They're saying, so that's what's going on right now. They moving over there, and they telling them, look, your wife will marry a bearded man, and da 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 da. This is what's going on, man. And so, look, am I saying that everything that was done in the Crusades was good? Yeah, the Christians did some dirt, but so did the Muslims. And it wasn't one of these situations. And even if we look at the Crusades, we're talking about 100, 200, maybe 300,000 deaths total. I'm talking about that whole time. The Salem witch trials, 300 deaths. Not good, but that's what it was. Now let's look at the godlessness of Marxism, and how many people died in the first, when Russia adopted, in the first 10 years that Russia adopted communism in China, how many people died? How many we was at probably 70, 80, 100 million people by then. You know what I'm saying? You got 5 million people starved to death one winter. And Mao Zedong, when asked about it, laughed, snickered, like it was funny that these people starved to death over there. So look, I'm not making a case for religion, but if anything, you should really be against Marxism more than anything else. If we just going on dirt that's been done. You know what I'm saying? Like Bill de Blasio the other day said, the days of voluntary, what did he say? The days of voluntary vaccination are over. Basically saying, look, we ain't finna stop. We ain't asking no more. We not asking. We coming and taking. So we gonna force your ass to put these kids. Like, what if somebody come knock on your door? Hey, I'm here with so and so county. We're here to make sure you've been vaccinated. And you say, well, no, well, sir, we can't. We're here to vaccinate you. We have somebody here. We have vaccine. We're ready to vaccinate you right here on the spot. No, I'm good. Well, sir, it's mandatory. I'm not doing it. Okay, sir. What you think gonna happen next time you come back? Next time they come back, you think they asking? They might look. They the government, bro. Let me tell you something. Especially if you're in a Democrat area, they feel like they can come kick your door in because, guys, let me tell you something funny. They think that your paycheck is theirs, and they're letting you have the rest of it. I've heard them say, Democrats, that's how they talk. Guys, you get your ass up and work, they giving you that check. I heard Hillary Clinton say that shit. They're giving you that check. That is their check that they gave to you when you get up and go work. They're allowing you to have that living that you have. This is how they think. So you think you know what I'm saying? This is who black people blindly support, but that's exactly what it is. But we can go in on the Chinese situation. And this is the reason I'm talking about this, because it's like I don't hear this same hatred and vitriol that I hear for the church. I don't see this when it comes to communism.
Once this president was set, there was no going back. Constant terror was needed to intimidate people and force them to accept, out of fear, the absolute rule of the CCP. On the surface, it may appear that the CCP was forced to kill, and that various incidents just happened to irritate the CCP evil specter and accidentally trigger the CCP killing mechanism. In truth, these incidents...
So at nights, where they had students over in was it? I forget the name of that square, where the guy was standing in front of the tank, and it cost him, I'm sure his ass got killed within minutes of doing that. Brother, look, the type of evil on the horizon that we're going to have to face with these people here, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, when it comes to us as people, I think we're so blind with what we think and what we know, what we think we know, and you don't know. You don't know what you're really doing when you say you hate, yeah, Tiananmen Square. Thank you. So I mean, you may think, you know what I'm doing is good, and this is only for the for us to push, you know, get us the religion, the church, da 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 da. But I'm like, shit. When black folks was in the church heavy, what happened? We were flourishing. Look here, if I'm a pastor at a church in a congregation, first thing I'm gonna do, this is me. If I'm a pastor, first thing I'm teaching is economics. That is the basics of economics. I would do a series on that. I would talk about systems of government. You know why? I'm gonna tell you, this is gonna sound real fucked up. Y'all know why I became aware of Marxism like I did? Because I wasn't. I learned about it in school, but I didn't know about it like I know now. You know how I found out? An old white man at a church was preaching, and I came to visit my homeboy. I was there for a week. We went to church when I got there on Sunday. We went to church that Sunday I left. And he spent a 2-part series, and he broke that shit all the way down. He broke down all the systems of government. He talked about the wealth of nations, Adam Smith. He broke that shit down. And I was like, oh, okay. And so, you know, and he talked about the pillars of Marxism and what they really believe in and why you should, you know, be aware of what it stands for and not just think that it's about free shit and helping people, because that's not what it is. That's a means to an end, you know. And he started talking about the destruction of the family. And I knew back then how important the family is. He talked about they want the destruction of the family. He read quotes, guys, from Engels about how Engels wanted basically just an open society where there was no marriage and everybody was just free to have sex with whoever and do whatever, and kids just belong to the community. Same thing you see on Black Lives Matter's website, right? And I saw that and I was like, well, damn, you know. And one of the main tenets was get rid of religion. Religion has to go. Why? Because religion and faith it teaches about family. It teaches you about being a good husband, a good wife. Wives submit, all that. They didn't want that. They don't want that. It's talking about submitting to you. They don't want to. You think a woman goes, no, a woman ain't gonna submit. She gonna be out here fucking whoever she want to fuck and doing whatever. And your kids ain't gonna get raised. The government, the system's gonna raise you. Is that what we want? No, that's what we want. They know that. They keep that shit hidden. That ain't the true objective. And so who is Karl Marx and Engels? These are small hats. The same people that when you cut your TV on, give you the shit. You see, that's why every show you cut on, you see gay people now. Those are the same people that gave us Marxism and communism. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't have that sermon. Man, that dude probably dead and gone, man. I forgot what the church was. It's in Atlanta, though, actually. I just forgot where it was. It was over there off Druid Hill somewhere. It was an old church, small. We went in there. It was mixed. It was black and white congregation. We went in there, man. It wasn't that big of a building. But, man, this white dude was passionate. He was up there sweating. I'm telling you today, he was just talking all loud and, you know, but he was sound biblically. He was a sound guy. He wasn't like on this, you know, run around the church 4 times and tell your neighbor. He wasn't on that. He was on teaching, real teaching. It was good, man. I enjoyed it. I just, and when I got back, I said, man, what's up with that church? They said, oh, man, you know, we can go, but I never went again, man. And then, you know, I'm sure he stayed there for a while, but I never went. So I forgot, but I do know there's a sermon I put up with called Ghosts That Hunt Us by Adrian Rogers. He talks about it. And I put that up a while ago. Hey, I mean, everybody's not, like I said, RBG, everybody's not going to think like me. Everybody's not going to have a faith. Everybody's not going to think that. You have your views, you have your beliefs, and that's cool. I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying that even if you don't believe, you probably would want the church to be the centerpiece of a community if it can be. That's what you would want. That is what we are used to. Now, if you want, you can go and say you want another system, but when you leave this system, you're leaving behind certain things that we all hold dear. And those things that we hold dear, yeah, I was just going to talk about that a minute ago. I was actually, I ordered the book again. I lost it, man. I had it. Oh, what that damn book at? But I'm going to go check that out. But, you know, certain things that we hold dear, family, traditional family values and stuff like that, that's church, man. You may not like the church. You may think they enslaved us with it, whatever. Traditional family values right now. He just signed an HIV bill. Oh, Lord have mercy. I heard they're making it where if you get somebody HIV on purpose now, it's nothing. That's crazy. If you give somebody an HIV, somebody got HIV and just go sleep AIDS, and they just go out here and sleep with everybody they can and give it to them, they don't have to go to jail anymore. And you want to go at the church, the one that's being shouted down and ridiculed and got people with gay flags running up in churches in California. That's the church is the bad guy. The people that tell you be a good father, don't cheat on you, telling women to submit, telling kids to obey their parents, telling you to work hard. You know what I'm saying? The borrow slave to the lender. All those principles. You wicked, lazy servant. You could have put it in the bank where it could have drew interest. Those people, those are the bad guys. Those are the people that's causing problems. We're surrounded. I was at my homeboy sermon, my homeboy funeral. God bless his soul. And the pastor said some stuff that I just didn't find, biblical as well. But I didn't give a damn. I didn't. And so, we left the sermon and all of us went to, I went to the man. I got emotional when I went out there to his grave. They was putting him down, but that shit, that fuck with me. Because I know what he would think. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like he wasn't number like 39. And I knew what he would have thought at that moment. I knew what he would have said when they was putting him in that ground. That shit, it fucked with me so bad. But anyway, they was burying him and stuff. We went to eat. My lady was like, you need to chill, and stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie, I was crying, I was hurt. I cried for a good minute, man. And my homeboy called me, she answered, she's like, okay, we gonna come over there. So she said we went down to downtown, because it's downtown Montgomery, went to the Jamaican restaurant, we sitting there eating, and I never forget, they was talking about the sermon and what the guy said and how it wasn't sound. And I told him, I named off all this stuff we facing out here. I said, man, look, you got people trying to tell our boys they need to wear dresses, telling our girls that they can be men. You got people coming into schools with their genitals hanging out. You got people out here, this is before they made the song about we're coming for your children, but this is what we got. We're surrounded by this stuff, right? And you want to, I honestly, I say at the end of the day, this guy's probably our biggest ally right now, because I see things differently than I did 20 years ago when I was on campus surrounded by a bunch of kids. We was all in the church heavy. Now it's different. You know what I'm saying? And so I just don't see stuff like I do. I see the enemy is not that brother or sister that's trying to hold on to the Lord. That's not my enemy. It's not. I'm not your enemy, whether you believe or not. I'm your ally in this thing. Truth be told, you want to talk about that religious and you disagree with it, fine. We can disagree. But at the end of the day, I'm your biggest ally when it comes to trying to get Black people in a better situation and protect the family and certain things like that. That's we need those people, man. So I told him, man, we need him. We need him, bro. We need that, bro. We surrounded. We living in modern day like Babylon. If you really look at the depictions of what was going on in Rome, with Nero, under Emperor Nero and Caligula, and look at what the type of debauchery and shit that they was doing. And you can go into bathhouses with little boys and have sex and shit. Why do you think they call Barack Obama Bathhouse Barry? Bathhouse, where you go take a bath at the day, there's no such thing as a bathhouse. I ain't never seen one. They're talking about Roman culture. And their culture, it was real perverse, man. Temple prostitutes. What is a temple prostitute? What is that? Now you need you a concordance in a Bible dictionary. You need to understand what is a concordance, what is a temple prostitute? What does that mean? They would go and have sex. That's where this whole thing about sex magic come from. Man, hey, that's what I'm telling you. And they still believe it. They still believe that stuff, man. Baal, why do you think Drake calls his label OVO? What does that mean? OVO, what is that? It's the two eyes and the beak of an owl, better known as Moloch, a Canaanite god, right? He's half small hat. His mom is small hat. See, that's how this shit works. That's why he wasn't destroyed when he did, when what's the name dropped that damn diss track. because that should have been the end of Drake's career. When Pusha T dropped that damn diss track, that should have been the end of Drake. A couple of years ago. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When he dropped that damn, the story of Adidon. When he dropped that, I was like, oh, that's it for Drake. Drake ain't no coming back from this. The story of Adidon. I was like, man, he killed that nigga, man. Like, that's it. That's it. I was like, that's it for Drake.
Easy money. It's about to be a surgical summer. Chop the tops off the coupes.
This is career-ending picture, guys. This hip-hop we talking about now. Like, you can't do no shit like this and survive. How the hell did Drake? It's like he came back from the dead with this shit. How did he survive this?
The 488. The spider joint. And you know we gotta cut the heads off these snakes, right? Watch the body drop.
I bet y'all like, man, that's all his tone is about. What's up, boo? Okay, my boy heard his split. Let me go downstairs. Guys, I got to go anyway. Y'all have a good one. Let me go check on my little boy. Y'all have a good one. God bless y'all.